Me voy al bar.
It's the 27th episode walking and filming several days in Valencia, but I have one bad news about walking and filming several days in Valencia. Since I'm now going to school on the afternoons, you may not see much episodes as how I've used to from February to around this month, but oh well. Anyways, what I was about to say that this is possibly the last episode walking and filming several days in Valencia. Until further notice, the series is not ending. It's just only going to be on hiatus until further notice or until I'm able to make another one. Anyways, it's random lift sword time. This time I'm rooting off to the Valencia Centre and first coming out of my house and into a block of flats nearby where there's a lavish swing door lift that's been completely modernized. Wait, not modernized in the 2000s, but most recently no longer has swing doors, although the doors have been replaced and the cab may have been refurbished when the lift was modernized. Anyways, let's ride it! And now, taking off the bus in the old Chester station, and out to the car park below this old station, and into the lift, which is a Nerona Arca 2 hydraulic, and surprisingly, I did not need parking ticket to go into this lift. Also, floor mine is free, it's private, so that's why you may ask why it's locked off when you see me riding this lift. old-fashioned building has been kept, and it has now been turned into a center that helps out elderly people, like a free time center for the elderly or something like that. Anyways, this building has been preserved, now has a lift, and it is a 90s fashion hydraulic. But I was not able to film this because I don't. Otherwise, I wouldn't want to get into trouble, as this is a government building. Anyway, so I could not film this. If I don't know how I remember. I've got this building long ago, but it was really strange. But I still don't remember. Anyways, sort of. And now to Virgen del Consuelo Hospital. Well, normally I would say in episode 23 that I no longer film hospitals since COVID, but this was an exception, since the new hospital, ran by the same company, was built near Lafayette Hospital. This hospital might be in the risk of closing down, just like Old Lafayette Hospital. It may end up in the same phase Old Lafayette Hospital in the future. So therefore, let's have a possible last look. This hospital was originally built in the 1970s, but the main list used to be 1970s swing door list, but they were replaced by Schindler in the 1990s. And also, not this might have been built with touch-sensitive buttons, but maybe in the 2000s the COPs were replaced with D-line and plus the typical green LED display that is used on D-lines in Spain. Anyways, let's write this for at least one last time before this hospital closes down.
Yeah.
And now to a posh block of flats opposite Jess's station. Well, posh was back in the day, but now it really isn't that posh as that was what you think. This was built in the late 1980s and it was built the same year Jess's station opened. And Jess's station, I'm referring to the current one. Anyways, the lifts here used to be 80s versions, but they've been modernized. And they have not been modernized by Ninja, but overall, it's not a bad mod because I like newer Ninjas and I think they're much better than the ones in the 2000s because the 2000 Inters are actually copies of Emporis, but oh well. I just think newer Inters are far better than than the ones back in the 2000s. Anyways, how do I know that these are 80s pheasants? Well, the preserved displays on the ground floor tell it all, and those displays are actually from 80s pheasants in Spain. Anyways, first of all, let's ride the lift in stairwell 3.
Cerrando puertas. Planta 8. Abriendo puertas. Cerrando puertas. Planta baja. Abriendo puertas.
And now into stairwell 1. And now to the lift in stairwell 2. The inner doors in this one have been left original.
Cerrando puertas. Planta 8. Abriendo puertas. Cerrando puertas. Planta baja. Abriendo puertas.
And now, walking from the high-speed train station Joaquin Soria, routing off to Valencia Street. And now, let's take a look at the new block of flats that is just between the high-speed train station and the North train station, which the North station is the suburban railway station, which every single suburban railway line terminates there. Anyways, let's see if I could get into this block of flats. And I did. And the lift in this block of flats, I did expect a Schindler 5500, but newsflash, as you see in this picture, it's a 3-tier Rona, and surprisingly, this goes fast 2 meters a second, and this does not have bilingual voice, as this lift was built in 2018, and this block of flats is from 2019.
Cierre de puerta. Subiendo. Séptima planta. Cierre de puerta. Bajando. Planta principal.
And now, walking by foot, I have arrived to the Valencia Center, and now to the Melia Plaza Hotel, and into the list here, which used to be 90 seniors or Chime Vicente, but they have been horribly modernized, and I'm honestly not surprised how I wasn't able to write this horrid mod because all of the floors were locked and you need an RFID card to write anything, including -1. It's a disappointment, but I wouldn't give a shit because it's a very bad mod. Blech. And now back to the HC Excelsior Hotel, and let's retake the lifts there. now, let's retake the Astoria Palace Hotel. I found out that this hotel was actually built in the 1950s, but its first refurbishment was in the 1990s with just the replacement of the list that they might have been old gated lists, but they were replaced by Otis. And then the latest refurbishment, which was 2021, it led to the hotel to change its name, but I'm still going to know it as the Astoria Palace Hotel, and now it's just been completely refurbished and some of the lifts were replaced. Anyways, the only lift that was completely replaced in this case was the big lift, which was an Otis Europa 2000, but it's now being replaced with an Otis Gen 2 Live. Anyways, first to the main list, and first let's ride the big lift.
Wait. Fuck.
And now, let's ride the small list, which have remained as Otis 2000s from the 1990s, but they were given a very heavy refurbishment, but at least the rest of the things in these lists are still original. There's another lift in this same hotel I did not know about last time. It's really weird how I've managed to find it, but at the start I only just knew of the 3 main lifts that I could film in this hotel. Anyways, this lift was new to the hotel and it's Otis Gen 2 Live, and surprisingly it has the red Otis LED display outside on every single floor. This only goes between lower ground, which I don't know what it is, then ground floor, then goes up to guest suite, which are conference rooms. And now back into part 4, and let's try the Arona OR96 lifts today. Annoyingly, the lift on the right still does not work. And now to Victoria's Secret. This Victoria's Secret shop used to be a Zara, and the lift here used to be a platform lift, but it has been modernized to look like a servo, and I honestly think that it's a really crappy mod, because I never expected from a servo lift to go as crap as this. Servo lifts are actually nice lifts, but I never expected a servo to go as crap as cheap like this. I bet it just modernized the whole platform lift. And now into Quarter Field in Collins Street. This used to be a Massimo Dutti, but this shop's lift has remained intact, but the only thing that happened to this lift is that the buttons on the ground floor were replaced to Shanghai Step, and this lift is a Carlos Silver installed by ThyssenKrupp. I now enter the CC Vancasha Art Gallery, and first, let's ride the lift in the nearby car park, which is a fishing club center with S1 fishes, but it wasn't working. Now inside the art gallery, the lifts here are fishing club evolutions, but since this was a Monday, the museum was closed and I could not get to film these. Oh man, I really wanted to film these. These had the 3-stage fishing club evolution charm and I really wanted to hear it again in real life after many years of not hearing it. It's such a shame, really. Anyways, moving on. I'm now into a car park that is just a few meters walking away from Alameda Station, and let's drive a lift. And this is also a fishing club vicinity with S1 fixtures. Now to Alameda Station. I'm only going to ride this time a couple of lifts here. And first, let's ride the normal Schindler lift that has been modernized by Fishing Club. This goes between street level, concourse level, and then this goes down to platforms to lines 3 and 9 going south. To one of the circular Schindler lifts at Alameda Station. This is still original, and this goes to platforms to lines 3, 5, 7, and 9, lines 5 and 7 going south, and then lines 3 and 9 going north.
subiendo.